Royalties, eh? What's going on down there? Royalty is the money made by the legal use of music. For example, if a song is bought on iTunes or if a song is played on the radio, the artist and others will get their money for it because they can't get physical money off, people buying stuff randomly. Problem with this though, as I say, illegal downloading. Why is it still a thing? Can people not just buy music for 99p? Why? And that goes into copyright infringement and a lot of other places. A good thing about royalties though is that everybody who worked on it gets paid. For example, let's say we have Help by the Beatles puts up. Everyone that worked on that gets paid their fair amount, so somebody would get paid 20% here and somebody would get paid 55% here. If it sells huge, obviously they get paid more, but no one gets overpaid for what they have done. Therefore, the system is fair. Okay, so what about the different kinds of royalties? Well, we have public performance royalties. These are anyone who publicly broadcasts music. For example, the radio, a live performance, even elevators. Those pesky elevators, what are they doing? In the land of Canada, this is SOCAN. In America, this is ASCAP, BMI and SESAC. Most of the places have a similar organisation called PRO, or Performance Rights Organisation. Also remember that broadcasts pay royalties. Not the producers of a programme like a TV show, the broadcasters. They have to pay a certain percentage of their annual revenue to the PRO, as I say, Performing Rights Organisation, for a licence to use all the music, which goes into licensing. The pros then pay the composers and the publishers for the songs that were broadcast in them. Mechanical royalties. This is the permission given to mechanically make music onto some type of media. For example, a CD, a cassette tape, whatnot, and then sell them to the public. The publisher gives his, not sexist, permission for the music to then be reproduced. The mechanical royalty then gets paid to the recording artist, songwriter and publisher for how many records they sold, which as I say is royalties. Everyone gets their fair share. Synchronization royalties. This is where a publisher allows someone to synchronize a music with an image. So let's say you ever think of a specific image, for example Jaws, you see, you're gonna think na off the theme tune. As I say, this can be used for different things: films, advertising, video games, multimedia and other websites. The idea comes from the producer of something like a TV show. They pay to synchronise a song with some sort of scene or picture, as I say, with Jaws. Fees are negotiated case by case basis. It's never like a usual. You also get public performance royalties that when a show plays on TV and they have a specific theme tune to it, they would have to then use that. And last of all, we have the royalty-free royalty. And sounds a bit weird. Royalty-free royalty is purchasing a song and that's it. You just buy it and you can use it wherever you like. Nothing else. The licensor doesn't come into it. No publishers, just nothing. You pay, let's say you're buying a song on iTunes, 99p, good price. It's yours forever. You can do whatever you want with it. And so the good thing about this is, as I say, is that everyone gets their fair share. And so without royalties, the industry would just be bankrupt and it would just collapse on itself, really. I mean, if you don't get money, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna be poor and homeless making some sick beats. Licensing. Music licensing is the license to use copyrighted music. So the buyer has limited rights to use and reproduce the record. The process of music licensing is there to ensure composers, songwriters and musicians are then paid for their work. When you hear music in a restaurant, a shop, a radio, or whatnot, the music is licensed, so the songwriters get their fair share of royalties. They work together. The license really depends on what you want to do for the music term during the publishing agreement, because it can last for a specific amount of time. If you're signed, you use a lot of control over your music and the rights are more limited. With a license, you can control your music over a greater degree and still do a lot with it. You can limit an assignment or a license to a specific territory. For example, if you hate Sweden, they ain't getting any on music. You can also try to restrict the publisher's ability to abuse your rights. So let's say if they want to add something to your song, you can be like, no, that is my song, don't you even touch it. What are you thinking about? Licensing is really important in the music industry, because without licensing, people would be taking music just left and right, like, no, that's actually mine. And so this is good because it gives the owner control of his piece. But the bad thing is they can make it, they could use the contract evilly, if that's a word, and they could just make the contract unfair for the user, taking a lot of money from them. And so both of these are very important in the music industry, because if there was no licensing and royalties in the music industry, everyone would pirate songs, even worse, just take them for themselves. And so if this would happen, no one would get money, no one would get credit. The entire industry would just explode like fireworks in a... I don't know, just fireworks. So yeah, I think you'll find royalties and licensing in the music industry, they're pretty dang important. So yeah, that's licensing and royalties.